Mr. Hartgrave here, live on Twitch, and we are going to read the blog post, the much awaited response from the community. I got my friend here in the Alliance, Charles, with me. He has not read the blog post. I have not read the blog post. I have a little bit of an idea of what's going on here. You there, Charles?
I am here.
All
I'm
right.
going into this completely blind.
Yeah, I'm pretty blind on this. I was in game for a little bit, and I saw a couple of things were changed. They had an announcement in game. Let's just maybe start with that. We're you're right with me on this. So I read this resources update. Okay, this is in game. Let me make sure this is showing. Okay, yeah, this is showing. Did you catch the in-game notification?
I did skim through that a
So
little bit.
so we're on the same spot here. So we looked at this. They said training modules. They're going to add some to the daily objectives. Thankfully, I hadn't collected a couple daily objectives that had training modules in them. So I was able to get bonus ones today. Yay! They say that the tier 15 mini uniques, they are going to now give you more of them for the same price. However, they increased the number and the price. So they've already screwed that up. I went ahead and bought them anyways, just because it was the bio pieces, which are the ones that I need the most of. I am guessing that they're going to do a store reset any second now. So I also bought them because I wanted a free store reset. And then what's that?
Do you think what do you think got messed up on it?
It was the price.
That got messed up?
Yeah, it was the price.
Okay.
So it was doubled. Everything was doubled. Not only were they were giving you 4 pieces, but it was 2,800 war credits. So it was letting you buy more. But it's supposed to be 4 pieces for the same amount of credits that 2 pieces used to be. I mean, you need like 150 bio pieces.
It's kind of like
it's crazy.
The equivalent of when you go into a store and one week it's half off and then the next week it's buy one get one free. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh boy.
I used to work in retail, so that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
You know the tricks. Yeah, that's definitely crappy. Okay, all right. So nominal increases announced in game. Let's get into the post. Let me get that up on the behind me here. Okay, it's showing now.
It looks like it's been updated. I just reloaded.
Okay, we already have a store refresh. All right, let me go do that then. I'm fixing this behind me here.
I believe so, because everything looks pretty normal right now, and I'm pretty sure the items did switch out from what I was looking at.
I'm just popping over real fast and seeing if it refreshed. I know because I bought the. Well, my store hasn't refreshed. Maybe if I reset the game, I'll go ahead and pop it closed and reopen it and see if it's back there in a second. But all right, let's read this blog post. I got it up behind me now. If you want to follow along.
All right, I got it up too.
Awesome.
Ooh, this is a long one.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be good times, I can tell. All right. 3 weeks ago, we posted a response to some concerns raised by players regarding character progression. Yeah, really? Were there some concerns? All right. Training modules. Everyone's bitching about training modules. Yes, of course. We're going to increase the amount of training modules you can gain on a monthly basis by a value of... Why would they even tell us how much XP? All right, so we're going to get 1,000 more purple training modules per month. Sounds like a lot.
I know. When I look at the XP and the amount of modules, I'm like, well, I'm never counting how many I have, but I guess it sounds good.
Let's look at that. I'm actually curious about that. So I got the game reopened. I'm going to check the store here and see if it refreshed. Yeah, we got a free store refresh. And yes, now you can buy 4 pieces, 4,400 credits instead of 4 for 2,800 credits. So they did fix the pricing, and we did get a store refresh out of their screw up. So that's always nice. I don't know if I'm actually going to buy anything though. I'm getting sidetracked here by this dumb store. I got to get back to the blog post, but I'm just fascinated when they screw up like this. No, there's nothing good here. I think I actually ended up doing better by not. You say low sound. Okay, that's our buddy, our alliance mate there saying. Let us know if that's better. I tried to up it some there. It might just be my distance away from the mic. I'm kind of hanging back here a little bit. He'll let us know. Maybe he was just talking about you. Okay.
I just increased my volume if that was the case.
Okay, good. I brought you up too. All right. Then they're going to require... Oh, yeah, all right. I've heard about this one. I mean, the word's flying back. I'm just getting messages left and right about this. I was out getting a dog today, of all things. They're going to create a new Flash event that rewards training modules. Yay! We have bathrooms. This event will require skill military characters. And they're getting a rework? Is that the fastest rework ever?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be, right? Yeah.
Boom. Rework. They're like, yeah, Skeletori does suck. Sorry. Just right off the bat. It does suck. You were right. Oh my God. Okay. The first time completion words will be generous. All right. That's cool. That might help somebody. I like that. Increasing the amount of training modules from daily objectives. Okay, they announced this in game. And they're not going to start this until May. Okay, so we're not going to get... So we have some time to build up... We have some time to farm Yelena and Red Guardian.
Yeah, I got them both sitting at level 1 right now. So.
Nice. So we got some time to build them up. Well, here's the other thing. When these come out, you're only going to be able to do level 1 through 3. So if you only have Yelena and Red Guardian at 4 stars, it doesn't matter. You're only going to be able to do level 1 through 3.
Oh, yeah. I currently got them at 3 and 2, so I'll have to make up some ground.
Hopefully they'll make them somewhat farmable before the other or not. I don't know. That would have been nice information to have really along with
that team.
Yeah. I'm interested in the rework now. If that's down below, we can see if what the hell they're gearing this rework for. All right, orange gear. Orange gear availability and identified areas we can double, or the inflow standard materials to help. We're doubling in daily objectives. Okay, I'm glad they're buffing it in Relic Hunt because that was absurd. Let me see if that's in game. Should be able to go into challenges now and pull up. No, this is Relic Hunt. Have they buffed Catalyst of Change is what I want to know. I flipped away. Now I got to flip back. All right. Doubling the value for superior base for origin gear in the raid store. That's good. I buy a lot of these catalysts in the raid store. I constantly buy, because I always have a huge amount of raid currency. So I'm always buying the superior basic catalyst there. I think that's one of the cheapest places to get them. And they're adding an additional row of orange gear in the raid store. I didn't see that orange gear in the raid store, but maybe it's there now. You're also buying stuff in there?
Yeah, all the time. I'm checking that all the time.
Good.
I'm up to like almost, let's see here, 38,000 raid currency right now.
I don't have an extra layer because it was always just like a layer and a half. Like
exactly. Yeah,
5 spots. It's still 5 spots,
yeah.
So I don't know what the hell they're doing there. I guess maybe we're looking at another free store free refresh.
Hopefully, I just bought my stuff.
Yeah, just keep refreshing it. That's fine. Yeah, I always get in there. Always it's usually a good idea to always log in right when they do the refresh, and go to the stores like kind of first, and buy them out because they're always scrolling up and they'll reset them for free. Um, the per unit cost of all orange gear except uniques will be reduced and quantities will be increased. All right. So they're finally going to sell these at somewhat reasonable prices. I mean, that's not exciting. That's just like, maybe now I will buy Superior Basic Catalyst for gold, although I don't think so. Okay, it's not bad. You get 20 of them now instead of 5. That's
let me refresh my game. Or
that's
is
it's
that going to be
better.
coming soon?
It's better. It's better. I don't know if I'll do that. It's not there yet. Yeah, they're still selling them 5 for 240, which you would like never do. Like never do that. That's like a crazy amount of gold for like almost nothing. Oh, I wanted to look at the experience because they were talking about, oh, we're giving you more experience. Because I've never looked at that in my like entire life, like actually count it up. Can you even see it easily? I'm flipping around a fader now. It's not obvious at all. I don't know what the hell they're talking about with that. That's too obtuse for me to dig into. It's not like a clear. I think it sounds like they're drastically increasing them though. If you're getting like 1,000 more purple, if that's the truth, if that's what's happening, that's like a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, because I'm sitting at 47 right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 1,000 seems like a lot. I don't know. We'll see how it kind of pans out. All right. Additionally, at this point, the natural life cycle of Gear 15. We're going to double the quantity of mini unique bundles in the War Store. Okay, we just talked about that, and that is now true, which is cool. That still seems kind of like a drop in the bucket, but I'll take better. And oh, that's nice. So now in the main supply store, it was 50k gold for 1. Now it's going to be 70 for 2. I think that's a solid deal. That's a very small increase for a whole other piece. Raid Milestone Reports. Ooh, did they screw us on this? I was thinking they were going to take this opportunity to screw us. There will be top tier milestones specifically for Doom Raid progression. That's going to screw us. With exclusive rewards for the top 2 alliances. End of March. That's going to be fun. They've got like 4 spots on there. They only use 2 of them right now. They use raid orbs and then the currency, and they got 2 other spots. And what are they going to do? They put some ready lead orbs in there or something. For if you 100% a Doom Raid every day. All right, skill military characters. Some players that have invested significant resources into characters with skill and military traits have provided feedback. Yeah, it sucks. It's trash. I know Diesel Train is over the moon right now. We got an alliance mate who just bought the farm on skill military. So he's got to be happy. All right, they're going to take a second pass. We're going to make it maybe good. And they're going to add the military trait to Black Widow. As they should have to begin with. So Black Widow will be more meta now, which is good. That's nice. She's got a movie coming, right? Let's help her out.
Exactly. Maybe now they're just planning the update on actually making the characters good with the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, that's something else. Yeah, but they don't give us any idea that what would it be? What would we? I mean, we need it to be good in the Doom Raid. That's all I care about. I don't need this. I don't need another thing in war. I don't need that. I definitely don't need a war defense. If they want to make it a war defense team, I guess that could shake things up. I really want it to have raid viability. Give it some Do they even have anybody on that team that you could count as a healer? Is there any potential for that, or is that totally crazy of me to hope that they'll do that?
Honestly, from the guy who has Red Guardian and Yelena at level 1, maybe Yelena could heal. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't even know how her kit works. I have not investigated into either of these characters.
Yelena's kit is actually amazing. I'll say I really liked her kit. When I first saw it, I said, look, I'm going to T4 every single one of these abilities. But I'm glad I didn't do it right away. Because the team was incredibly expensive if you look at it. I'm going to do that too when the new batch of characters comes out. I'm going to go through and do a cost-benefit analysis on it. Because I do that every time we get a new wave of characters. And when Skeletal came out, it was like, I need to dump 1,600 T4s into this. Just to unlock its like power. And that's what Yelena is. She's really good, but you have to like T4 her entire kit.
Yeah, I'd heard something about that in some videos. Never read the text myself though.
Yeah, 100%. You got to T4 her whole kit, and until you do, she's severely nerfed until you T4 her whole kit. That's something
they really beefy Punisher. So I mean,
yeah. And Punisher had some nice. That was some of the nicer. I did do Punisher's special. Got a very nice upgrade. His special and Killmonger's special got great upgrades with the skill military thing. It's just that they just don't. You can't really use them for anything. It would be a great opportunity to give us a skill war team. Maybe make Black Widow like really along with giving her the military trait, give her some heal ability so that new players can get some benefit out of that when they get her for their Avengers team. And so that us veteran players, us in-game players can get some value out of that for the Doom raid. That'd be great.
I'm down with that. I mean, I already have a bunch of T4s into Punisher.
Yeah.
So sounds good to me.
Yeah. You give Punisher some passive heals. He's a badass, right? He can stitch himself up on the battlefield. I don't know. Just fix your shit. Okay, now they're finally fixed Thor's hammer. I've never dealt with this, but apparently Thor's hammer has been glitching the game now for like a year.
So when he throws it, throws it, his arm fully extends out, and then the hammer never comes back, and he just stands there like a robot with his hand just stuck out. It looks ridiculous.
That's awesome. That wasn't working as intended. That's not how that's supposed to be.
Yeah, and then he wouldn't get his hammer back, so then his other moves just wouldn't work after that.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. But
Buff's not expiring when intended. Okay. I'm glad they fixed that. Ooh, arena exploit. Here's a big one. This is and without going into too much detail. Oh boy. On one hand, we do want players to know. Do you deal with glitching people in your arena shard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had finished my real-time arena last season. I would say in 2 weeks. I'm currently sitting at level 72 right now because
that's a whole nother topic. That's real-time arena. I'm talking about the arena exploit where people can slingshot. They can go from like position 50 to position number 1.
Right. For actual arena.
Yeah.
No, I've kind of been out of the top 100 for a while now. So
just take your top 100, 200 rewards and call it a day.
Yeah, pretty much.
A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that.
I don't even. What is the meta arena team right now? It's Zemo, right? He's up there.
Charles, are you from the past?
Or
some strange different future? I think. No. The arena meta right now is Black Order and has been for a whole year.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm still running Black Order, but I mean, they don't get me anywhere near. I would say the first month they were out because I went heavy into them. I was probably holding top 10 for a few months there, and
Okay.
now everyone has them.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at 186 right now.
All right. All right. So you probably don't. You only really see this exploit up in the top 10. I kind of live up there in the top 10 because I'm a tryhard. So I'm in there like every hour checking my position, getting jockeying for points, and whatever it takes to kind of stay up in the top 10. And so you see that, and yeah, what it does is someone in the bottom 50 someone can get up to the top 10, engage a player in the top 10, like engage number one, right? Then shut the game down for like a whole hour. And in that hour, they can get dropped way down as low as they can, usually like, down in the 50s or whatever. And then the last 5 minutes, they load up the game. It loads up the battle. They can beat number one and go right into number one from any spot. And this has been there since the beginning. And they haven't done jack about it.
Well, maybe that's why I'm sitting at 186.
Could be. So,
because I've been completely in the dark about that one.
So they're saying that they didn't want to talk about it because then we tell everybody and everybody would use it. That's total crap. Because this is like, I mean, you ask anybody and anybody would tell you. It's pretty
right.
I mean, as far as like how to do it, like maybe they don't have to spell out how to do it, but they could be like, we have noticed a glitch where players in the bottom, players that should not be able to hit people in the top 10 are trading with players in the top 10. They'd be like, well, that's a problem. You could talk about that. I don't think that would make people do it. That barely explains it. Yeah, that's really a thing. My chat can't believe it. This is actually a thing. So now they think it's prudent to acknowledge it and say what we're doing about it without going into too much detail because they don't want to tip their hands. There's currently an exploit, and we have a fix for that'll go live on 5.2. So maybe they can make it actually time out like it should. But yeah, it's a pretty crappy exploit, and it causes people to kind of exploit. It causes people to collude to stop people from doing the exploit. So what happens is your top 20s. I know some guys who have like their whole top 50s in a server, in a Discord server, and they'll work together to like lock out people who want to do the exploit. They'll start locking each other at an hour before payout just to stop these other guys from coming in and doing this really extreme glitch. So you'll have people exploiting a minor glitch to stop an extreme glitch. So hopefully if they fix the extreme version, people will get bored of doing the locking, the soft lock technique, which is where you go in and you select the attack and then you let it time out after a minute and then you go back in. And it prevents anyone else from attacking that player. And if there's someone behind you, they lock you, you lock them. You can lock up as much of the top of the arena for as long as people are willing to do it. You could do it all day in theory. But that would be insane. Usually people do it for like the last hour, last half hour.
Yeah, I'm in one of those Discord servers with in my arena shard because there's a lot of Pants of Holt guys in my shard that are up there in the top 50 as well. And I think I've been in that server for, I don't know, 2 years maybe.
Yeah, it's been on for a long time.
But yeah, once I lost top 100, I kind of stopped visiting the server as much because it's like I really can't help you guys as much anymore.
Yeah, it's like you're always going to get some mild collusion. I mean, everybody talks. And they even have in-game tools now, so you can go hunt out everybody in your shard. And, hey, what's up? Want to be friends? But
yeah, I think it was Crazy Asian was the guy who had reached out to me, got me in there.
But yeah, I mean, if you have something like this where you have someone that can hard exploit the arena, then I think you're really pushing people towards looking for other, recourses to stop that kind of hard exploit that's been going on for so long because there's nothing you can do on it. They can take number one even if number one is engaged by another player. So you can do like double slingshots. You can do all sorts of weird crap at payout. Like you'll see just the most craziest things. You can actually, if you catch someone exploiting you, this is a fun one for the chat. If anyone is here is stuck in this problem, if you notice someone has exploited you, and normally it have to be someone else telling you, because what'll happen, the telltale sign that it's happened is that you won't be able to fight that player for a full 5 minutes, and they won't win. So you'll see someone engaged for a full 5 minutes. You'll know, okay, they're glitched. If that player then drops their defense and drops as low as they can, when they do the glitch, they'll actually do a reverse slingshot and go up to where the glitching player is, and the glitched player will go back to where they were. Takes a little bit to wrap your head around it, but it's a really funny thing to do to someone who's glitching, because you can actually drop them down to like the hundreds if enough people hit you.
So without, I guess, saying too much, is this something that you can even do on your phone, or is this like something weird in BlueStacks?
No, absolutely. No, you can do it on any device. In fact,
Wow.
I don't know if it is I think it's just a phone thing, because the phone holds it in memory. Whereas I don't know I think if you just minimize BlueStacks, it's just still running. I don't think it stops. I think it just keeps going. So I don't know if it would work. Maybe you'd have to I don't know what you'd have to do with it on a computer. But on the phone, you just minimize the app, and it holds the loading screen. So you actually go into the fight, it holds the loading screen, and then when you come back in, it loads up the fight. Which is it's like really. I've talked to people who are programmers, and I have a little bit of background myself. It's a really simple bit of code to write to fix that. It's not like complicated at all. It should give you an error when you come back in, because you have been inactive for like a damn hour. It's crazy. And I mean, there's like a simple 5-minute timeout on the fight. It should just run it's like accounting for slow phone performance, right? But if your phone is taking like more than 5 minutes to load a fight, you don't have the necessary bandwidth to play the damn game, and it should give you an error. Tell you to go somewhere with some better Wi-Fi.
Right. I mean, since it's all server based, it should just catch this stuff, I would think.
Yeah, it's very simple. So it's great. It's great that they're finally getting around to that. Black Panther isn't currently gaining speed bar when he kills a target through an assist attack. Oh, that's great. I'm glad they'll fix that. Costume clarification. Oh, here's a fun one. Okay. Wanting to know if unlocking and equipping a costume for a character will somehow enhance that character's balance or abilities. The answer to that is no. Costumes will not have a direct mechanical advantage. There's a possibility that in the future, costumes could unlock additional perks, but they're presently no plans. So it's purely cosmetic.
Additional perks. What would they mean by perks?
It's like they're opening the door later on. It's like they're saying no, but they're like, maybe.
I guess perks would be like maybe like an animation, I guess, or I don't know.
I don't know what they're saying there. All right, so they're saying that it won't enhance the character's balance or ability. So it's not like a ticket to a rework is what they're trying to tell us. And costumes could unlock additional perks, but it wouldn't affect their balance or abilities. So maybe they'll get more strength, more speed, more whatever. Is that a perk? I don't know. What the hell is a perk? So they've answered this by not answering this. So congratulations. I'm hoping one of the community managers will clarify what the hell a perk is. But it sounds like they intend. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm fine with it just being a cosmetic thing.
Yeah.
That was the assumption I had felt. So
I mean, in a lot of other games, it affects abilities and balance. So I really thought it was going to be a ticket to rework. So I'm actually a little surprised to see that that it was like that. With chat saying that it might be kind of like ISO, in that maybe it'll give you like a deflect or some barrier or something like that. That might be a perk. I don't know. So like maybe some really small. So what they're saying is it's not going to like totally overhaul a character, but maybe in the future, it could give you a small little advantage.
Was in that mindset because of the Deadpool situation. For those who have been playing this game for a long time, Deadpool had an alternate costume for a while.
Yep. Yeah, I miss it. I wish that if you put him on like an X-Force team, he would get his X-Force costume. I think that'd be great. They
I
missed
love
the
that
opportunity
costume.
to do
I
that.
pick that one all the time.
I was like, I was totally convinced that when X Force came, I was like, oh, well, I know if you're gonna put Deadpool on, he's gonna switch into his costume. That's gonna be great. But then it didn't happen.
Yeah, like when it was already in the game before. Why would it? Whatever.
Yeah, weird. All
Extra
right.
code, I guess, right?
So they say the intention of the system is to allow players to customize the look of characters without feeling pressured to change costumes in order to gain an edge in battle. That's nice, because that would be a pain in the butt. Oh, I'm going to go do a war attack. Well, I better go put him into this costume. I use this costume for raids, and I use this costumes for war, and you know,
Yeah,
which
that would suck if
that,
you loaded up. You spent 10 raid energy. It's like, oh shit, he's in
I
the
put the wrong.
classic X-Men costume. I got to restart this.
Do I care if it's just cosmetic? I mean, I don't know. I used to play the precursor to this game, or one of the precursors to this game, which was Marvel Avengers Alliance. And there they had costumes that improved the characters. And I liked it. It was a way for them to keep kind of releasing characters that you like Spider-Man or something like that. Like, I like Spider-Man. Give him a new costume. Now he's got kind of like what they did with Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man already got a costume. He's a whole new character, right? And he's better than original Spider-Man. That's the one I use. So instead of doing a whole new character, they would just reskin him. You'd have to unlock him like almost the same way as a new character. It just would take up less space in your roster, basically. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the costumes. I just it depends how many they're introducing. Because if it's like a couple here and there over the span of a few months, it's like, okay, everyone's just going to be able to get these really easily, and maybe they won't be as unique. I would really like to see a plethora of costumes where when you meet someone in real time arena, they're like,
Yeah,
oh wow, look at that Captain Marvel one. You know what I mean?
that'd be cool. That'd be cool if they didn't make them like just whale food so that you never saw them, and maybe
Right.
if it was something you could do thematically, like you could have like all the old school X-Men. I don't know. They could have fun with it. It could be good. It sounds like they don't want to break the game with it, which is nice. It sounds like they don't want to hide their reworks behind it and then paywall it, which is also good. Because all those things could happen, so it's nice. And then they say in summary, good luck, Commander. I don't know. That we don't address red stars, right? Which is huge that we don't address that. We don't address gold at all here, right? Which a lot of people are still interested about. And we don't
Yeah.
address all the garbage orbs that are still in the game. There's
Yeah,
no
there is a lot of garbage.
yeah, it's like the majority of orbs in this game are pure trash. Like, I'm going back into my game screen now because I imagine I'll reread that a few times. We got war coming up here too. We can find out who we got. We're taking off in war tonight, so probably not going to be too exciting unless we get somebody who we really just want to beat up. Right? There's a couple alliances that we just kind of like to beat up. So if we get one of those, we got Sigma Shade. I don't think we have any beef with Sigma Shade. I'll buy an attack here just so I can, because I always buy one attack. But yeah, I don't feel like boosting on them, so I'll probably reach out to them and we'll work something out where we don't have to waste resources on this. Cool. Get out of there. It's all loud. They can't fix how loud that war screen is. fix that sound effect. That's loud. Stop that. Okay. What was I gonna do? Oh, I gotta buy up this currency here, and then I was gonna look at these orbs, because it is remarkable how many of these orbs are. Like the premium orb is still just overflowing, right? Like, yeah, I got aim minions in here. I mean, it's just full of crap. And they pull a few things out of here, but mostly it's like every almost every character in the game. So when you put new characters in here, it's just not very thrilling at all. Like a lot of the characters in the premium orb should be moved over to the legacy orb, and we should have a legacy 2 orb. I really thought we were going to talk about legacy 2 orb. I mean, I think that would be an exciting... I mean, that would be good for everybody, I think, to have a legacy 2 orb, help new players catch up and focus more on like newer meta characters other than like the really old ones that like you don't even care about. Like a legacy orb for a new player. Are they even going to get anything that we're even using in the end game? Like,
that's a really good point. I like that. Yeah.
Like very little here is actually, they have some stuff that might come into relevance, but like currently isn't relevant at all. Whereas if we get
it's interesting because it's like going through this right now, what really stands out to me is like the revamp for the Shadowland characters. They're all in here.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
That's nice.
That seems like probably the characters you would want most in this orb right now.
True. But I believe they're all farmable too, right? Like
probably.
Everything in here is farmable.
It's probably been years since I've...
Yeah. And I think when it came out, everything in here was farmable too. Like that's not like a new thing, but it's just like, I think you'd have to be like super new to get excited about these. Like if you were new when this came out.
Daredevil, for instance, he does not have a node anymore to farm. He's an arena store.
Okay.
Legacy orb, in the temporary infiltrator orb, milestone orb. But outside of arena store, no other way to farm Daredevil anymore.
Interesting. All right, so it's nice that he's in there. I think
this is kind of one of those things where for these characters, like we haven't tried to farm them on nodes for so long. We're kind of out of the loop.
I'm totally out
in
of
that
touch.
type of thing.
I was gonna have my kids start an account just so I could have an idea of what it would. I think it would be fun to be a new player, because I just wouldn't get competitive. I would just go in here and I would focus on a team that I like, and I would just like build up Ghost Rider or something. Like that would be my target, and I would do whatever I would need to do to get Ghost Rider, and then I'd just be like a happy camper once I got Ghost Rider. I'd just be like, yeah, Ghost Rider. Make him T15 and just be like, yeah, Ghost Rider's my main.
I've actually kind of somewhat been through that experience. I was on vacation in Florida, and a nephew of mine.
Nice.
This was not recent. I did not fly to Florida during COVID. It was a year and a half ago.
It's a good disclaimer. You're not part of the
problem. A nephew of mine, he seen I was playing it, and he had downloaded it on his phone. And yeah, it was interesting to kind of see it from the beginning again. And he just kept asking over and over and over again, how do I get this character?
Yeah.
How do I get this
so
Spider-Man? And I just kept telling him, time and money. That's all it takes.
I think you can do it. It depends on who you're looking. I think you can do it all with time, unless you're like really a big fan of Doctor Doom. I think if you're a big fan of Doctor Doom, you got problems.
The character itself, I love Doctor Doom. I'm not gonna dump $1,000 though into getting him before everyone.
As a new player, you would be in the deep crap trying to be like, I'm gonna get a Doctor Doom fast. that's
I wonder what that would even look like. We need like some sort of I don't know, like
someone who's on a quest to get Dr. Doom as fast as possible. Well, you know what? I do have a couple people who are newer, who actually have an advantage. They're actually going to get Dr. Doom close to the same time that they're going to finish Dark Dimension 3, because you can be more focused with your roster now than you could have been before. Like I have so many characters like kind of at T13 and T14, whereas if you're a new player, you can be like, this is the team, and just put everything into them, and you're not going to have a problem other than the T15 mini uniques. Everything else you'll have abundance of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you can get in there, you can catch up, because he's caught up. He's like at least to where I'm at, if not a little further, just because he's able to use all the junk that you get for beating Dark Dimension 1, 2, and 3 and focus it instead of having it spread so wide. And I mean, that's the problem. And they did, that's another part of that damn blog that is really annoying that they didn't address is what are we doing to make it so that, because right now the intelligent player is after they beat Dark Dimension 3, and if you haven't learned this already from Dark Dimension, from once you beat Dark Dimension 4, if you didn't learn this from Dark Dimension 3, you hold all the crap. You don't use it at all. You don't use any orange gear. You hold it until they announce Dark Dimension 5 and what's needed for that, because you're going to run out. If you start just applying it to your roster as soon as you get it, then you're going to set yourself back like months. The guy in our alliance.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
You got to be mentally strong. Once
Yeah.
you see all those rewards, you just gotta. Just pretend like they're not even there. Just
Doesn't
keep playing my
exist.
game like normal.
I set myself back from Dark Dimension 2 to Dark Dimension 3. I set myself back a good 2 months because I just went like, oh, Dark Dimension 2, this is great. Applied all the gear. And then I was like, uh-oh, I did the wrong characters. Now there's new characters. Like I couldn't do Ma when he came out and all kinds of stuff that really held me back. So I was smarter this time. I still did a lot more than I should have, but I'm able to kind of mitigate it. So I'm doing okay. But I know for Dark Dimension 5, I'm just not going to open anything. I'm not after 4. I'm just going to hold. I'll do Doctor Doom, right? Doctor Doom goes all the way to 15 and whatever, and gets all the toys. But other than that, I'll be really cautious about what I do, even more so than before. And they're not addressing that because they don't want people to play that way, to be that just hoard everything. My precious. They want us to they should want us to enjoy the game and spend and build up, buy their new characters and all this kind of stuff. But
until they ever make an announcement of, hey, this orb is going to be going away and replaced by this. I just hold on to basically everything I don't absolutely need. Like when they had announced that when they do another milestone orb with a new character after Superior Spider-Man, they had said it will be a new one.
Yep.
So at that point I was like, okay, well then there's no reason for me to hoard this anymore.
Those are the kind of announcements that I was hoping to get, because you can put an end to this hoarding that we're doing, because we're just hoping for an orb buff. And I did my biggest video actually is about the gold orb, because as you can see here, I've got 172 gold orbs. That's up 20 orbs from the last time I showed this, like I don't know, not even a week ago, I did that video, and these just keep growing because I'm hoping that they're going to buff them, and they didn't tell me that they're not going to. And they've done it before. So it's still possible in my mind that they could. And as long as that's a possibility, it makes sense to hold it, because it's not going to gain any value if I open it. And I'm in fact going to be more inclined to spend it if I open it. So
that's a good point. There's a ton of orbs I don't touch at all. It was just probably a month ago where I'd realized there was actually some decent stuff in the basic orb. So I opened those up. I had just gotten so used to not opening.
Just hold. I mean, I think it does make sense to hold the basic orb. There's like a breaking point. Like right now, I am opening all premium orbs. I'm going to continue to open premium orbs until they put a new character in. As soon as they put a new character in, I'm like done, because I like to have a full team in there. And as soon as I get I have a couple characters that are just like 15 shards away from their next star. So it's like, it makes like mathematical sense. It's like more valuable now than it will be as soon as they put a new character in, and as soon as I pull a couple characters that I need.
Yeah.
So you can do a lot of like squeezing that way with the orbs. And I'm surprised they didn't talk about buffing the ability orb. That was a big topic. This orb's like the biggest garbage orb in the game right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm also hoarding right now.
I think everybody is.
There's no point. Yeah.
No one wants to open this. Yeah, it drops blues in the middle. Like what the hell? And they're not even plentiful. These are rare. You don't get. I have 46 of them. I haven't opened them in forever. I think the last time I opened them,
it's not even in that range of like, oh, I have 700 of them.
No,
it's just like, yeah, I got a few.
They're
whatever.
Extremely rare, and they extremely suck. And I think the last time I opened them was during an orb opening event where we specifically got points for opening ability orbs, which they say they're not going to do again.
That's probably the last time I did it too, then, because I also can't recall the last time I would have opened any.
They're such garbage, such garbage. And then we're holding. I don't open these all the purple gear, like the Blitz. I don't even know what the hell to call this crap. This purple gear currency that you get for the milestones, where you can get catalyst or you can get like mutant gear or bio gear. I think this is like a new player kind of mechanic that just doesn't apply to me because I just don't need purple gear at all.
Admittedly, I have used that for, I believe, mutant gear. Purple.
Yeah, because when they released like 18 of them. But I think it's smart to hold it until you need it. Because when they do these big releases, when they're like, how about 3 mutants? And then next week they're like, how about 4 mutants? You definitely could run into the point where you just don't have any purple mutant gear left. And then you can dip into something like this.
Yeah, that was the last time I did it. I think it may have been the latest mutant team, whatever the hell they're called. There's too many, I can't remember.
Yeah, X-Force, X-Factor, X-Mark, X-Pac.
X-Pac.
Generation X.
What was X-Pac's original name? The 1-2-3 Kid?
Yeah, the 1-2-3 Kid. Now we're talking. We'll get Valley on this call. We can talk wrestling all night. But yeah, I'm not holding these in like the hopes that these will get buffed. I'm just holding these in case like when I need them, I'll open them. And then the only other thing I'm hoarding right now is just all my raid orbs. Like all the purple, all the orange, all the blue, because I'm not upgrading anybody, so I don't have any reason to open them. I open a few here and there, just I don't know, out of boredom. But they're like pointless. I just let my OCD take over. I'm like, ooh, I have like 920 of these, and I have 930 of these. I think I'd be happier if this read 920. And then that makes me a little happier to make it 920, and then they're all 920. I don't know.
That's I've done that before as well. Unfortunately, I've done it with red star orbs, which you probably shouldn't do it with that, but I have.
You got to make your own fun because the game itself isn't fun. Speaking of no fun, I got to do some real-time arena. Have you done your real-time arena chores today, Charles?
I have done, the last couple hours before the weekly reset. I was trying to get as many done as possible, and I kept freezing, so there were some weeklies I unfortunately missed out on, but I think I'll be okay. I'm at level 72 right now, so I should finish.
Fine. Oh, they got the whole new weeklies in here now. I got mega chores to do. I don't have normal chores. I got mega chores.
Right.
I got a whole heap of crap. I got to wade through these for like the next 3 days easy, finding time while I'm making dinner to hit auto on this thing. Oh my God. Worst game mode.
Hit auto, pray it doesn't freeze or someone backs out or whatever it is that happens. I have no idea what's going on with it anymore.
It's awful. I actually haven't had that problem in a while. It's been pretty stable, for me at least. I just eventually broke down and just bought a new phone to play Strike Force on. My phone was getting really old, and it was just like a bit. I think this is. It seems like a couple updates ago, maybe like 4 or 5 updates ago, whatever they did. Just made it run like crap on old phones. I don't know if anybody's talking about that on Reddit or whatnot, or if that's a common thing. Maybe other people don't hold on to 10-year-old phones like I do, but it was unplayable basically.
Yeah, so I may have the oldest phone in the alliance that I'm regularly playing this game on. I am playing on a iPhone 7s Plus.
Okay.
Which I remember when the vision glitch came out, when it was crashing everyone's phones, it was iPhone 7 and below. I barely just got away with out being screwed with not being screwed on that one.
I remember that one. That one was a pretty bad glitch that they were doing.
Yeah, my phone runs hot. Like
No, I was having that problem too. Yeah, it was totally overheating on me. Let me see. Do we have any word on this? I don't think we've had any word from the opposing alliance yet. What's going on with them? I'm kind of waiting for that before I kind of turn in for the night. I usually like to
Real
see.
quick, I'm curious. Would your phone get so hot to the point where the game started lagging?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I had a really old phone. It was like a G4, whatever the LG G4, some crap like that. I don't know. But it had like the metal bar in the back, and that thing would like heat up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just
It's
not good.
specifically the camera glass for me when I touch it. It's like
Nice.
I could probably like turn the egg whites of an egg into solid if I just threw it on the back of the phone. If I'm running a raid with symbiotes and all
Nice.
the debuffs are popping off, and I have the screen on full brightness, graphics mode decrease, not turned off or on, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you can do some damage there. You get some McDonald's burns on you doing that.
Yeah, everyone just keeps telling me to upgrade my phone. I'm like, well, Strike Force still runs on it. I mean, I have no reason to.
So
It's what I use my
until the
phone the
dying
most
end,
for.
until it just totally dies, until it will no longer actually open the game, you're gonna trudge through.
Yeah, I probably will.
You're a hero, sir.
The day an update comes out and I can't complete a raid, yeah, I'll be in the Discord and be like, hey guys, I am heading to the store right now to get a new phone.
Oh man,
So it'll
that's
happen
rough.
eventually. It almost happened about a year ago, actually. I don't know if you remember. My phone was really messed up, and we missed 100% raid because of me. So
No good. No good. I've heard worse reasons though, so it's not as bad as it could be. You know the best slash worst reason I ever got for someone almost messing up a raid was that they got hit by a bus. Remember that one?
I don't. If we honestly,
The guy got hit by a bus and his wife finished the raid.
oh wait a
I'm
second.
telling you, you
Now that
define
sounds
ride or die,
familiar. The
man.
wife
Right there,
finishing it.
right there, ride or die. She was on it. She was like, we found out later when he got out of the hospital. He was like, "Yeah, my wife said that she looked at my phone and just it was just lit up with people so angry at you. I had to figure out what to do. I thought they were gonna like kill you or something."
That does ring a bell now that you mentioned the wife finishing it.
Yeah,
That does sound
yeah.
familiar.
I got his name around here somewhere because we put it into our like alliance rules. I wanted to make sure that I always remembered. Because I mean, we would understand. We're not crazy. If you get hit by a bus, of course, we're not expecting you to finish your raid notes. But this guy did. So any excuse is short. Diavoli hit by a bus, still did it. Still got his raid nodes and war attacks done from his hospital bed after being hit by a bus. So what's your excuse?
Yeah, I remember that now.
Your phone died, Charles. I think you could have found a way.
You know, I've actually tried the BlueStacks thing on my computer. My computer's pretty powerful, but
Yeah, no, it's a good idea.
I play on iPhone, but I cannot for the life of me get my account properly linked with a Facebook account. I've reached
Okay.
out to support and can't figure it out.
Well, with BlueStacks, I just log into like my it's all linked to my Google account, and so you just log into your Google account, and it takes it that way. You don't have to have it connected up to Facebook. At least I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you just log into like the App Store.
Right, but since I started my game on iOS,
Oh, okay. Then you do have to
yeah.
have it linked up. Gotcha. You're an Apple guy. They don't have an emulator that does. I'm surprised I'm surprised that BlueStacks doesn't emulate. Maybe it's too. Maybe they don't play nice, Apple, with everybody.
Yeah, that would be easier if I could just, because it is linked to iOS's Game Center thing. If I could just log
Okay.
into like a Game Center that was emulated, would work.
That might be. You might want to check it out. I honestly don't know. Does chat know? Chat's not yelling at us. I think everybody's gone home now.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep completing these chores I got to do here. We're off on war tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me and reading through that blog post. It was nice to not have to just yell about that on my own and confuse my wife. She wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about. Um, I don't know. What's your overall impression of that blog post? Are you happy? Are you hopeful? What kind of feelings do you have after? Is it meh?
Yeah, it's just kind of middle of the road, honestly. It's like, okay, yeah, I mean, there's a couple good things here and there. Honestly, I don't know. Looking on the horizon, there's probably not too many people that would agree with me, but I'm just kind of excited for new costumes, just to kind of change things up a bit. Other than that, yeah, I mean, if it gets a little easier as far as upgrading these characters, like I mentioned, skilletary sitting at level 1, because with the limited amount of gold and training mats, there's just no point in bringing them up that high, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, if they make
yeah,
them, if they're, I mean, they really gave us a lot of like 50% kind of answers there and didn't tell us what we really needed to. They could have told me more and got me excited. They could have said, we're going to make Skilletary the new raid team for skill nodes. And, in addition, we're also going to make it worth your while to build them up because you're going to get training mats if you have them at 7 stars. And here's how we're going to bring out Red Guardian and Yelena so that they're farmable, so that you can do all this stuff. That would be like,
yeah,
mind blown. Oh my God, that sounds awesome. This is great. Even just some vague, they don't even have to tell me like solid stuff. Like I don't need their stats or their kit or an exact date when they're going to be farmable. But if they're going to tell me, here's the roadmap, we're going to make them farmable, they're going to be usable, we're going to solve that problem in the Doom raid, because that's a huge problem in the Doom raid. We're going to run that this Sunday, and we're all going to get stuck on those skill nodes because we don't have a skill raid team. It sucks. So that's
a little
disappointing.
bit more insight would have been appreciated.
Yeah, that would have been nice. So now I'm like hopeful that something that seems kind of far fetched. I don't think that's actual reality, but that's like I'm like clutching onto that little bit of hope now that will kind of play out somewhat like that. But I have no idea. And I feel I'll say, and the more I think about the blog post, the more kind of pissed off I get, and the more I just want to go into full on rant mode. But I like that they open up the T15s. That's great. That's really cool for like the characters I'm going to take into Dark Dimension 4. But it doesn't help me take characters to tier 13 or 14 because they're not giving me the mini 13s. Those character unique, that one every they're not giving us those. Which are abundant in purple, right? We can never run out of purple character unique.
Oh yeah,
items.
there's a crazy amount of.
There's a crazy. They're in the raid orb, so it's like they're telling us, all right, you're going to get Doom easier, basically, which is nice, and really only for end game players. But they're not really helping middle game players who kind of need tier 13 characters. But if they do a lot of tier 13 characters, they're shooting themselves in the foot for the end game. Like kind of how we all have. And that's why we're in the spot where we're at, where I can't upgrade a damn character right now. I have to do it all I can only upgrade characters I'm doing for DD4. And once I'm done with that, I need to pause and wait for DD5. I won't be able to do anything afterwards either. So that's highly disappointing. They didn't really solve the Orange Gear roadmap at all. It's like they're making it so that it's possible to actually take characters to DD4. That's all they did, which was already kind of like a long slog. It kind of helps people who mess themselves up. Because planning for DD4 was really, really important. And if you didn't do it right, you could set yourself back months. So now I think they've kind of fixed that for people. Any people that kind of just didn't plan right and took maybe too many characters or whatever, or too many bio characters early on, and now they're going into city, and they got to take at least 3 symbiotes, but they've already done 3 bio characters. They'd be really behind, like a year behind. Whereas now it wouldn't be as bad. Yeah. What's that?
I said, yeah, it'll definitely set you back.
Yeah, doing something like that. I mean, I did it intentionally. I took Red Skull, who's a bio character, and really you shouldn't take any bio characters other than symbiotes. But I just took the risk. I said, you know what, it'll probably work out, and look, it has. It's absolutely fine now.
Where are you at so far in DD4?
I have my screen frozen by a real-time arena fight, or else I'd show you.
As far as stages go, like
no, I'm right at Cosmic.
Okay.
I can't go into Cosmic yet. It's going to be a month. Well, maybe less now. The whole timetable just shifted. So that's actually a good point. I should remake my DD4 plan. I don't know. It won't matter. Everybody's going to be in now. That's like easy now, which is nice. It's nice that they've loosened up on the T15s because they were a pain in the ass. They were really far too scarce.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get into global myself. I'm almost
Ooh,
there.
You're not in global.
I'm not in global.
We gotta review that sometime offline and see what's going on. I mean, good news is it's going to be easier for you now. With these increased tier 15s and SBCs and stuff like that, players who are behind, you're like crazy behind for our alliance right now. So this is like great news for you. This is like the best news, the best news for Charles. This blog kind of killed it for you, man. I don't even know if you realized it or not, but this thing was like awesome for you.
Yeah, the one mistake I readily see when like looking at everything now and the types of characters was, so initially to get into DD4 you had to have 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Zemo had always been one of my weakest characters.
Yeah. I'm ready to write this down. So who do you have to tier 15 right now?
Yeah, I'd never purchased an offer on him. Nothing. I had weak stars on him. So Zemo had just always been weak for me. Okay. And so when it came to, whoever it was, Zemo, I think Punisher, Proxima Midnight, as far as getting to tier 15 went, I'm looking at my super buffed Proxima and my super weak Zemo, and I'm like, okay, well, everybody says Zemo, but I only have, whatever it was at the time, 3 stars on him, 4 stars on him. And I ended up taking Proxima.
Okay, so you did Proxima in your first wave, which is highly unusual.
Yeah,
but not bad.
Set me back.
It actually didn't set you back at all. Tell me who else you took to T15.
Symbiote Spider-Man.
Great. Also didn't set you back. It's fine. You're just
Mr. Sinister.
That's good too.
Thanos.
Also good. You're just doing this out of order. You'll be fine though. You're going to end up in the same spot we all are at the same time. What else you got?
And Ghost.
And Ghost. Okay, so you're fine. You just delayed the inevitable. Everybody is going to get stuck on DD4. You get to pick where you get stuck. You just decided to get stuck at the start. You're like, I'm just not going in yet, which is fine. Right. So you have Mr. Sinister, you have Ghost, and you already have 2 of your Cosmics, and you have 1 of your cities.
Exactly, yeah. And
so you're fine.
I'm looking at Emma and Zemo right now.
Great. No, I don't know. Have you added any gear to Emma yet?
I have 2 pieces on her.
Hey.
Well, only 1 orange piece.
Okay, like 1 orange that needed T15 uniques.
Let me see.
I'm hopeful that it wasn't, because I think that's gonna potentially set you back. Taking both Emma and Mr. Sinister is kind of overkill. It's usually either one or the other. If you take, you can. I mean, lots of people take them both, and it's awesome. But you're not gonna need it, because you're gonna be stuck. Who would you rather? So you only need 4. You have Ghost. You're gonna have Zemo, which is great. That's an easy skill character. I've been recommending for a lot of people who are kind of like stuck just to grab Sabretooth because he's fast.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because it doesn't really matter. The global nodes are really. Ghost just destroys them. You don't really need much help. And Mr. Sinister destroys them. Between Mr. Sinister and Ghost, you do not need Emma. You don't need her help. You can get her on the next run. So it doesn't really matter at that point who you have. And Zemo is also good too. Um, so as far as like another global, I would look for someone much cheaper than Emma. Emma's like too expensive. Did you find out whether you
Okay.
put a T15 on her?
Um. Yeah, I do have the bottom right piece on Emma.
I mean,
Uh,
it's
to get her to
it's something to think
215.
about because I
Just
mean,
one.
you've already kind of done it, so you're already. It's at this point, do you want to commit to it? And you got to look at
Right.
it in the scale of everything else you're doing too, like who you're taking for cosmic and who you're taking for city and who you're taking for legendary. Because the main thing you want to do when you plan for dark dimension is you want to spread everything out so that you're only taking three
Oh.
of each
So
trait.
I see now because for my legendary, I should have used those resources into Phoenix.
Yes, 100%.
Got
Yeah,
it.
everybody's pretty much taken Phoenix, and now Jubilee is a valid option too.
Oh yeah, true.
So it's kind of a waste on Emma because she's just not needed.
Yeah. Now that makes sense now.
And you have a problem with
Okay.
legendary in that there are no skill legendaries.
Right.
So that's why it's like definitely take Zemo and definitely take Proxima because you want to get skill characters in wherever you can. People drop in Punisher for City a lot because of that reason too.
Is Black Bolt then basically skippable as far
Black
as
Bolt is
legendary
entire.
goes?
You really
Because
can't. You can't because he's
yeah,
bio. You
right.
have to do 3 bio for City. You got to take in 3 symbiotes. You can't take less. You got to take Anti Venom, and you have to take Symbiote Spider Man, or else you're. Everybody says you're gonna get. I'm not there yet, but common knowledge is that you're gonna get stuck there if you don't take Symbiote Spider Man and Anti Venom. And then on top of that, you can either grab Scream because she's slightly cheaper, or you can grab Carnage and just leave Venom the hell alone. Get him on your, on the second run or whatever. I'm personally taking Carnage because I
Cool.
have a 7 red Carnage and it's like one more spot, so it doesn't really matter. A lot of people are just going for Scream because she's like one thing cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. When it's like top tier and 7 red, and it makes sense too as far as the roadmap in
Yeah,
DD4. Like my symbiote Spider-Man and my Sinister are both 7 red, so it was like
there you
okay,
go.
obviously.
Brainless, yeah, easy stuff. Yeah, easy stuff. That's a good way to pick Mr. Sinister. My Emma was better than my Mr. Sinister. My Mr. Sinister's like trash. He's like 6 yellow and like 3 red. He's like the worst
Oh
Mr.
yeah.
Sinister in the whole alliance. It's really embarrassing.
Oh, that's
Um,
rough.
it's super rough because he's a great character. You can use him all over the place, but not me. So I took Emma, which is fine. I'm gonna actually take both Phoenix and Jubilee for it worked out for me because now I
Mm.
actually get to take a new character who's awesome and make her T15. So that'll be fun.
Yeah,
That'll be
my
the
my
fun I'm allowed to
Jubilee is
have. I'm allowed to have some fun, Charles. Isn't this great?
your Phoenix. She's pretty big, right? What is she?
She's not. She's 5 red. She's not exceptional. It's my Colossus that's 7 red. So that
Oh,
combo, but I'm not. You can't use it, so it doesn't matter. My X Men
yeah. My
were
Phoenix is
pretty
five
awesome, but
red too.
now yeah, it's good. I mean, Phoenix and Ma are. I think they're gonna run. They're gonna run the legendary nodes on their own. And it's not gonna matter what else. A lot of people are throwing Doc Ock in there just because he's a tech character and just to get another trait going. And for tech characters, you're looking at Doc Ock, Minerva, and Ghost, and that's about it.
Yeah, I would say when it comes to relatively new characters, I don't really have any too impressive red stars. I'd say Ghost is my best at 5, but yeah, Doc Ock at 4 red, Jubilee at 4 red. So nothing that stands out too much.
Yeah.
All my recent 7 Reds have kind of been lackluster characters such as Swarm and whatever Ant-Man's kid's name is, Stature.
Stature, yeah, yeah. And they have uses.
Yeah, well, well.
Sure.
Remember, her primary use was to supposed to be able to completely just destroy DD4.
Ah,
And we're not even
what
taking these
what
guys
a
in there with us.
yeah, no, I thought I was gonna do that too. I was like, oh, okay, this is the team. I'm gonna use this is gonna be my team. I'm gonna take this through global because I thought it was gonna be like DD3 hard, and it's not because you're not in yet. You don't know. DD4 super easy. Compared to Dark Dimension 3, Dark Dimension 4 is like a walk in the park. It's not anything like um, what the hell that Dark Dimension 3 was.
Yeah,
So it just does it. I mean, you want to take good characters with high red stars that are usable in all modes, which really narrows down the list. Everybody's kind of taken the same set of characters in. Tech, Doc Ock, Minerva, Ghost. When we're talking Mystic, we're talking Thanos, Hela, Ghost Rider. Bio is just all the symbiotes. For skill, Proxima, Zemo, and maybe Punisher. And what did I miss? I don't know what I missed, but they're all out there.
you know the good thing about DD3 was it really didn't require much thinking as far as combat goes because you just load it up, you'd die, and then you'd go on about your day. You never.
So you don't mind real time arena then? Real time arena is okay for you.
If I could last more than, I don't know, 30 seconds in a DD3 node, I was like, all right, made some real progress today.
Pat myself on the back. I'm doing good. I don't know. I prefer.
The actual gameplay's been much more enjoyable. It's been a lot more like the first Dark Dimension in DD4.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I've been experiencing with it. It's better. I hear the cosmic nodes are going to suck. We're going to see. I'm taking a bit of a different cosmic team than most. I'm taking Thanos, Proxima, Minerva, and then the different part, that's standard. The different part is I'm taking Glaive with Proxima, which a lot of people are they're opting for Hela instead. Hela's more expensive. Or they're taking in like Doctor Strange and Mordo or something like that because it's cheaper. But I'm going for Glaive because I have 7 red on him. And I'm curious to see how that's going to affect things, if that's going to matter at all. The combo of Glaive and Proxima I find to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how that's going to work out for me.
Yeah, my Minerva, she's 7 red as well. I have her at T14 with no 15 materials applied to her just yet. And she's already level 80, so
great. Yeah,
for raid purposes.
I think Minerva once again is going to be essential for Dark Dimension 4 just because of that percent damage, just like Ghost was doing. It's just the best way to go for these, and the heal that you get from it. It full heals your team when you're going in on characters like this, and then we have all these awful raids that we like to run in our alliance. So it's
true.
It's good.
Minerva is
good to have strong raid characters.
Probably my favorite character in the game.
She's
just
awesome,
because she's been so useful for so long, and I mean her character model and like animations are cool too. Like with her gun, how it like pops out, snap back, and then she has the cool stuff floating on her hand. Yeah, Minerva's legit.
Yeah, no, she's cool. I think it's really a good standard for. I mean, it was a mistake on their behalf. They have admitted that Minerva's kit, when they put it out, the guy that developed it said he didn't think it was going to pass. He was like, I'm just going to throw this out there and see what they say about it. Kind of like for a laugh almost. And then they passed it, and then she's in the game, and she's entirely broken. And like just destroys Dark Dimension 2, right?
Yeah, it was DD2. It was just like
It's
It
Minerva
was night
time.
and day with and without her.
Yeah, yeah. They did not intend for that to be like that. So, and I think that in kind of a way, it set our expectations for characters. I want to get that longevity out of characters that I get out of somebody like
Yeah.
Minerva. And you don't get that a lot of times, and we get kind of. I think it makes us disappointed. Um, I kind of I want that in a character when I invest in them like this, and haven't
Exactly.
haven't
That's why I
really
kind
seen
of
it.
hold off
Yeah,
sometimes.
no, it's smart. It's
Um,
definitely
like Sinister, he's one that,
yeah,
has a lot of longevity.
yeah.
Um,
And I don't think he
yeah.
he didn't really break the game either. He just has a lot of value to him. So it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be broken good, just good. You know, a solid kit, an interesting use. I know they're dangerous for developers to drop in too, because something like Sinister, you can't really foresee how he's going to play out in the new
Mhm.
metas that come out with that clone of his. Like, what's he going to do when Doom comes out? You know, Doom versus Doom plus a Mr. Sinister. Now you clone their Doom. You got two Dooms making Doom bots. Uh, Things can get out of hand pretty fast with a character like that, with a kit so different than everybody else that you can't really. You got to start kind of building the new characters to counteract. Like, what do you put on Doom? Cannot be
Right.
cloned. Why can't Doom be cloned?
Exactly. Yeah, because otherwise, yeah, Sinister will essentially always be useful
Yeah,
throughout the life of this game unless they specifically nerf him
yeah.
via other characters.
Yeah, clone block. Yeah, Doom now had now there's a character on Doom's team that blocks clones, which is kind of what you have with the new Shadowlands team. They like negate cloning. Have you checked other
Do
kits
they
out?
really? What?
Yeah. Oh, it's really crazy. Like, and who knows why? There's no like the only reason is because they've designed them to beat Shadowlands. But yeah, they all have this text on them. When forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Shadowland characters. It's specifically an
Oh yeah,
anti-cloning.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's all anti-clone, all anti-sinister, which is fascinating.
But
But
Sinister can still clone them though,
yeah,
right?
he can clone them, but the
Okay.
clones are useless
Yeah.
towards them. They all just are ineffective.
Yeah, I'd been watching the videos of them destroying
Yeah.
that team in war.
Yeah.
Which is the main reason why I've been
Interesting that they,
investing
they
in
don't even
Untitled.
say what less means. I was just thinking like what is it? Less. This character deals less damage to Shadow. The hell? Just less? Like, I don't know. I'm guessing it's heavily nerfed. I'd have to see it in practice, I suppose, and like compare it to another team, but less. It's
Yeah, I haven't gotten
fascinating.
my Shadowland yet to the level where I can actually hit
I don't
a
I don't
Sinister
know any
team.
of us who are going to. I mean, I think they do punch up a lot, but we're just I don't think we're really that alliance where we're going to have 24 people with Shadowlands until they're farmable. We're up here in
Yeah,
the
right
top
now
20,
my
but
guys, let's see where I
it's
have them
crazy.
sitting at. My Shadowland team is currently at 272. So,
Hey, yeah, not bad. Let me see where I'm at. I think well, I don't have Moon Knight. Did you go for Moon Knight?
I did pick up Moon Knight. I pulled
I want
four
to
red
because
on
I
him.
think he's awesome. So yeah, I have
Yeah.
Shadowlands with Luke Cage. Because I don't know why. I don't know
Had
what the hell I'm doing.
had I had I not been familiar with Moon Knight comics and read some of his
Yeah.
stuff, I probably would have skipped him and White Tiger, but I just like the Moon Knight character in general. So I'm like, okay, yeah,
Have you
I'll
have
drop
you
some money
seen
on
the
him.
interaction between him and Blob?
You know what?
You gotta check
I
that
had
out.
heard something
You gotta
about
check
that,
that
but I
out.
didn't see.
Because Moon Knight's got this great ability that if he has deflect, you flip his deflect to offense up and fill his speed bar. And if you put him next to Blob, he's like always got deflect and like
Oh,
multiple stacks. Here, I'm pulling up Blob now. But yeah, you want to check that out because there's a screenshot of a team with Moon Knight and Blob beating a Black Order team
you know
just
what? Let
because
me
he,
try
he
this.
just he just he just wrecks.
What were the other characters? Just Magneto, Pyro, Juggernaut,
No,
or
no, it was a really weird team. It was like Night Nurse and Scientist Supreme. I don't know. I don't know if the whole team was geared towards that combo or if it was like kind of like a spare war team or what was going on there, or maybe just
Hmm,
like an ultimate kind of sustain team. But the thing that does
interesting.
it, I mean, you might just be able to add them to Brotherhood. I don't know. We'd have to test it out. But yeah, so Blob on enemy a turn, apply +1 deflect up to a maximum of 3 to adjacent allies. So every time the enemy takes a turn, which is with the Black Orders like a lot, everyone next to Blob gets deflect. So you're going to have a pretty strong Blob to pair with them, or else you could, if you kill Blob, it shuts down the whole reaction.
Huh.
But on every turn, you're going to drop a deflect on Moon Knight, and then he's going to speed up from it. And so, yeah, you have to also have a pretty big Moon Knight. But yeah, his death from above, his ult, removes all positive effects. So yeah, if you can get him sped up to the point where he can remove all positive effects from any team, but yeah, if we're talking about Black Order, um, that can crack it right there because that's the main advantage of Black Orders. They always have the just insane amount of buffs on them.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to
Something
see what
worth
I can
trying.
come
Yeah,
across in Blitz.
yeah. I'll see if I yeah check it out, and I'll see if I can find the screenshot of the team that they put together for it. Once again, I don't know if that was the right team or if you can just like put them on a Brotherhood team. All right, sir. I think I'm gonna head out. I do have a new puppy to check out. But thanks for hanging out with me and reading through the blog post. I think the blog post was like the greatest thing ever to happen to you. For me, I don't know. I'm gonna have to let it sink in. I think I'm pretty salty about it. I'm not happy. They didn't address like a lot of stuff that like I wanted it to address, and a lot of
Uh-huh.
things that I wanted it to get into. Um, it actually just really didn't it didn't fire any serotonin off in my brain at all. Like I don't. It's very small. It's like the funniest thing I heard mobile gamers say is like it's like when you go into McDonald's and now and you get excited because they have bathrooms. And that's really how I feel about it. I'm like, oh great, we're gonna have bathrooms. You know,
Yeah.
the tier 15 gear, it won't be so abysmally low that I will never get into. It's going to take me yet still another couple of months to finish it. It's like, oh, maybe now it'll only take 1 month. Yay! You know, maybe after it's over, I can take some other characters to T15. Yay! You know, that should kind of already be happening. So,
Right.
all
Yeah, that sounds like a mobile gamer thing to say for sure.
right. Yay! Bathrooms. Yeah, he said that about save squads, which is really that level. Like, oh my god, like why are we getting excited about save squads? Like we should
Yeah,
not have to get
his
excited.
content this last year has been really good.
He's on fire. All right, sir. Have a good night, and we'll see you in the game. We'll see you around, and hopefully we'll see you next time we get a war here.
Alrighty, I'll catch you later.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And once again, we're always live on Twitch here. We usually do wars on Wednesdays and Fridays, and we do Blitz results too. We'll come back with those. That was really fun doing the Blitz results. So we'll probably come back in after any major Blitz. We'll pop into Twitch and we'll do off the results the night after. All right, until next time, Hail Heartgrave.